Ready?
Wait, are we on?
I think we're on.
Okay, go.
Hi, I'm Heidi from Ginny's.
And I'm Cailey.
And we are here today. We're a little bit nervous, I have to be honest. We're going to do kind of a product demo and with a recipe. So for those of you who have done Facebook Live before, if you want to bear with us, this could take a minute, but be patient. We're going to feature today the Ginny's 8-quart pressure cooker. And truth be told, I am fearful of the pressure cooker. So all honesty, I've never used one, although we sell it and it's great and I stand behind it. Cailey kind of talked me into today doing a video on how easy pressure cookers are to use.
And
so
I used to be terrified of pressure cookers. I read this manual that comes with it. Nice handy manual with some recipes in it. I read it front to back like 6 times. So I strongly recommend doing the same thing with your pressure cooker. I learned a lot and I'm just going to try to pass that knowledge on to you, but read it, really.
It's handy.
It's handy.
So the cool thing about this pressure cooker that I did not know is it's also a slow cooker.
It is. And it comes with this little slow cooker lid too, so you don't use the same lid, but use this slow cooker lid if you're using that setting.
So if you guys have used pressure cookers before, I would love your tips and tricks on how to use them because again, they kind of scare me. I grew up, my mom used one, I never used one. So I'm learning, we're all in this together, so bear with us. What are we making today?
We are making macaroni and cheese, which is a great recipe to start with your pressure cooker because it kind of helps you get used to the exhaust and letting the pressure release the way it needs to, and it kind of get all your fears worked out before you work on something that, you know, you're not putting a $20 roast in there the first time when you're terrified. I mean, it'll take a $20 roast just fine, obviously, but this way you can kind of work out those fears.
I like
so,
it.
Let's get started, and as I go, we'll talk about some of the things. And I've used this once, and I feel really good about it, and I'm excited. So
I'm nervous, so here we go.
Be excited.
I'm excited.
So this is the inner removal pot, and this is what you take out and you can wash. But you put this in here, and that is what you do your cooking in. Almost like a slow cooker insert, but it's not. It's for the pressure cooker. Okay? So in here, we're going to put, for this recipe, 4 cups of water. We're going to put 16 ounces, which is really just a small box of all those macaroni.
This seems easy.
Yeah, I think it's easy.
Okay.
Then we're going to put 2 tablespoons of butter.
Super easy.
Drop it right in there. And then we're really, really particular about our measurements here, so we're going to put about 2 teaspoons of salt.
Looks good, looks good.
And just because I want to, I'm going to give this a little stir and make sure all the noodles are in there and aren't stuck together too much or anything.
So for real, you're putting all this in there and it's going to cook it supposedly in 5 minutes.
Right.
And it's going to cook the noodles and it's going to be delicious.
We're going to cook the noodles, and then when it's done, we're going to put the cheese and everything in it when we're done.
Okay.
So this is all that goes in here now. It is important to know it's not turned on right now. It's not plugged in. We just dump all of this stuff in, and then we're going to plug it in and stuff. But first, I want to show you some really important things that I think are sources of people being scared a lot. Okay.
I agree. Like this thing here, what you're going to talk about.
Yes.
This pressure with steam and pressure, I get a little freaked out about.
Right. Okay. So this is the lid that comes with it. This is the pressure cooker lid, and it has this little valve here. See? So where it says airtight, that's where you want it to be when it's cooking. And when it says exhaust, that's where you want it to be after it's done cooking and all of that pressure is being released. So you can see that this kind of wobbles around and it's really loose right now. As it starts to cook and as this pressure cooker starts to do its thing, this will get tight. And that's, you just don't want to mess with it. Just let it go. And honestly, I set my pressure cooker and then I kind of like back away and let it do its thing. I don't mess with it,
right? Because
that's where you get into trouble and where it gets kind of dangerous if you try to take the lid off when it's still pressurized.
Got it.
So we're gonna put the lid on here. Still not turned on, still not plugged in. You put the lid on and you snap it in closed. So you can see here it says close and it says open. When you put the lid on, it's an open, and then you twist it till it's closed, and you can see that it doesn't come off. It's locked in there.
So I feel good about that.
Yep. So that's really important that it is locked on there.
Okay.
This little hole right here, see?
Here's a little hole.
this is where all the steam escapes. So, and all the pressure comes out. So that's somewhere that you really want to stay clear of, because that's where it gets really, really hot. So be careful of that, especially at the end after everything's done cooking.
You should say hi to Rhonda and Sandra.
Hi, Rhonda and Sandra.
They're watching.
Thanks for watching. This is so fun. Okay, so everything's in here. Lid's locked on tight. We have this valve switched over to airtight, and I'm kind of
feeling good about it.
Yeah, I check it and double check it and triple check it that it's over to airtight, and it will be wobbly because it's not turned on and it's not pressurized yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Now what? Can I plug it in?
Now we're gonna plug it in.
Okay. Do we need to push a button first?
Nope.
Okay.
Plug it in.
Plugging it in. It's in.
It'll beep, and then you see the display here says 00. Because the brown and saute preset is for 5 minutes, that's what we're going to press. And you see it says 5 minutes. If you wanted more time, you would push pressure cook time and it would go up. After you have it set, it blinks 5 times like it did, and then it starts to swirl around like that. That means that it's pressure. It's starting to build that pressure, and it's getting hot in there. So this will happen, and it'll go like this until it is pressurized.
Okay.
And so it can take up to 15 minutes sometimes for things to get pressurized
Holy
in
buckets.
there. So not all the time. I think it kind of depends on the recipe, but it does take a little bit to pressurize.
So while it's pressurizing, we can kind of talk about some of the other things that it does.
Right, but be careful, because
there's steam there.
Steam will start to come out of this hole right here, so you don't want to be all up on it.
Okay,
right.
So I'll do it from afar. Rice. There's a rice setting, a soup and stew setting, beans and potatoes, a brown saute, a slow cooker setting, which I'm super stoked about. I love my slow cookers, and a fish and vegetable setting, a meat and chicken, desserts, and a keep warm.
Right. So the rice setting, I mean, all of the settings have different default times. So the rice setting has a default time of 12 minutes. The soup and stew time is 25, beans is 40, brown and saute is 5, like I said. Slow cook is 6 hours, so that's pretty typical if you're going to do chicken or anything like that.
Yep.
Fish and veggies is 5 minutes, so that's pretty quick. Meat and chicken is 12, and then desserts is 18. So if you find a recipe online that says something besides one of those time limits, you pick the one that's closest, and then press the pressure cook time, and that will go up by minute of how long it takes. So if you need something that needs to be in there for 27 minutes instead of 25, you would select the soup stew and then just hit this button until you get up to the time. And then the display will blink 5 times, and then it'll start.
Okay, nice.
So
we also have with us Ginny.
Hi, Ginny!
And Kazmita. I actually have my phone here so I can see on Facebook Live who's joining us. So hello, welcome. Yeah.
Have you pressure cooked before? Like, let us know.
Like,
do you have any tips?
Let us know. We like tips. Again, I'm petrified, but Cailey's teaching me. I'm learning new things.
It's not as scary, right?
It's not as. We'll
so
see.
You probably keep your face again around away from this region.
I'm not going to touch the steam.
It's on the airtight thing. I'm not going to touch it, but it is on airtight.
And it's still pressurizing, is what you're telling me based on what that button is doing.
Right. So what it's doing right now, and this is how a pressure cooker kind of works that I learned in the Ginny's manual, which is awesome, is all of the food in there, or all of the stuff that's in there, it gets hot, right? And as it gets hot, all of the dry air comes out the top, which is where you get all the steam and all of the stuff coming out, all that heat is coming out the top. And then all of the moist air stays on the inside and gets really, really hot above boiling point. And then that's how it cooks faster, is because there's that pressure and it's really, really hot in there.
And that's why people use pressure cookers. I've heard people say that when they use pressure cookers, the meats are much juicier, roasts taste a lot better, and it's probably because of the way that it's cooked and the pressure. And it sounds good. It's all legit. I get it.
Right. Your juices, the juices are probably pressured into it. So that's that.
All right, so we're still going.
We're still going.
Do you want to talk about some of the pieces that come with it? Because you don't just get the pressure cooker when you buy the pressure cooker. You get some other things. Lots of other tools. I know you mentioned that you can make desserts in here, which I'm a big dessert fan. I'll make desserts all day over a roast. So there's some things and some handy tools that come with it that are handy helpers.
Right. So there are 2 different size racks that come with it. So this one is the taller rack, and this one is the shorter. And these you would put in it if you're doing like a roast or ribs or anything like that on top of it. to kind of keep that up above out of the juices so it's not just sitting in there. It also comes with,
what else? There's more.
This rice cooker spoon and a little measuring cup, which I have not used yet, which is why it's still in the wrapper. And yeah, the slow cooker lid, which we already talked about.
We have Rose Tucker. Hello,
Hi,
Rose.
Tucker.
We have a Jim Pickett. He said, I've cooked ribs in my Ginny's pressure cooker. They were great. Now, he might be a little biased as he's related to Cailey. That's the husband. Yes. Thank you, Jim, for chiming in and watching. So if you've got questions or tips, shout them out. We would love to share them as we wait for the pressure cooker to pressurize. I don't know where we're at, but it's working its thing, right?
Yeah.
We hope. We hope. Otherwise,
you know what? It
it'll be
is.
a long video.
It is. It is.
We'll be here longer. So, okay. So now what do? We just wait for it?
Yeah, we're just gonna wait until it gets pressurized, and then once it pressurizes, then this will start to count down the 5 minutes, then we'll be able to release the pressure, and then we'll be able to go through those steps. Because I think that's probably one of the other scariest things is making sure that you do that correctly. And because you can't. The PSA.
This is the scary part.
This is the scary part. When it's doing this, don't just turn it and open it. It's not like a slow cooker where you can just pop it open and look at it, because that's where there's pressure building in there, and that's where things tend to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I noticed this comes in purple. It also comes in, I believe, delicious red, and it is $149. You can get yours at Ginny's.com, or you can call in. I believe our number is 1-800. Hold on, I should know this off the top of my head. 1-800-544-1590. It's one of our top sellers. Our customers love it. Again, we do get comments back from customers about sometimes the lid not locking properly. It really just comes down to taking your time and understanding the manual. And again, that's something that I'm guilty of and not doing. So that's why we're kind of here educating my own self on how to use it. So I know that it's a handy tool. I have lots of family members that have one. You used it. You were scared.
I was terrified.
And
here I am.
And here you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we're still waiting for it to do the pressure.
Yeah. Should we dance?
I'm not sure what we should do. Rose Tucker, she said, love you guys. Order from you all the time. Thank you, Rose.
Thanks, Rose.
We love you. Who else do we have here? Dale Carolyn joined. David Klein. David Klein joined. So we got some people. We got
Jody
some peeps.
Stam.
Jody Stam, shout out. Great for hot wings.
Oh, yeah.
Jen Good. Great for hot wings and fresh veggies. Okay, that's a good tip.
That is a good
Hot wings I've heard of before. Veggies I've never heard of in pressure cookers. That'd be good. All right.
So Jen, when you do your wings, do you do them with the sauce and everything in there, or do you add the sauce later like we're going to do with the macaroni and cheese?
This is a good question, and we'll hope that she pops back.
Yeah.
Maybe she's at work.
Maybe. We don't look at Facebook.
We don't look at Facebook at work. Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
All right. Do you guys? Okay. Let's be really.
Ooh, it's pressure cooker, and I can hear it. I hear it steaming. I don't know if they can hear it. Things are happening in there. I can smell it too. I'm gonna not put my face near that, near the steam thing. Very technical term, steam thing. I definitely hear it. It's doing something.
Yep. It starts to whistle a little bit, and that is totally normal. That's everything getting pressurized in there.
Awesome. We have like 25 people watching.
Oh,
I'm stoked.
Look at us.
This is good. We haven't done a video in a while, so this is really cool. So we're just watching, waiting for questions here.
Yeah.
Oh, Rhonda can hear it, she said.
Yeah. There you go.
We like that.
Hey, do you guys see this little notch over here? With the right. That's the rest. So when it's all said and done, and you open it up and start getting your stuff out, that is so that you can open up the lid. Don't do it now. Open up the lid and set it in this little notch, so it kind of holds the lid up.
Gotcha.
Right.
Ooh, I heard it.
Oh.
Be done steaming? No, it's not done. This is such an experience. I don't even know what to say. Okay. So when you use this, what did you use this for?
I used it for ribs.
And how long did it take for the pressure for this thing to do its jam?
Probably a little bit probably about the same amount of time.
Okay.
But I mean, it was great because you just put it in there and then you can walk away, and it's not like like a slow cooker, okay, you can use a slow cooker, and it still takes like 4 or 5 hours
at least
to put it in there.
What you're cooking, right? How fast you cook it.
Right. So this, I mean, still, if it takes half an hour, 45 minutes, it's still a lot faster than putting it in the slow cooker. And then they still stay a little juicier, like you said earlier, because of all the pressure and keeping the moisture and everything in there. So that's why I really liked it, because of that.
Can I see that Ginny's manual? Because I want to talk about a little bit about that manual. We do these manuals in house.
Ooh, time out.
Time out.
So, do you see how it went to P? That means that it's actually cooking now. So now you can see that this is going to count down from 5 minutes down to when it's done. Okay, commence. Keep going.
Please hold. Jen responded to your question about wings, and she said, what did you ask her?
If she puts them all in the pot together, or if she puts the sauce in later.
Got it. She said in there, and then you transfer in pan and broil for 5 minutes and toss in wing sauce after broiler.
Nice.
Boom.
Good. Thanks for the tip, Jen.
Very good. So we do these manuals in-house. We spend a lot of time with our Ginny's branded products. We've got an in-house tester and recipe developer. So with every Ginny's product that you buy, Ginny's branded product, kitchen appliance, there will be recipes in there and how-tos. So some of the recipes that you'll find in here, breakfast bread pudding. Didn't know you could make bread pudding in here. Pulled pork. There's the steam I gotta look out. Pulled pork, red beans and sausage, kielbasa, risotto with mushrooms, applesauce, which is kind of cool. You've got a little one, so you can make homemade applesauce.
He loves applesauce.
That'd be super.
And macaroni and cheese.
Sorry, I dropped that. There's cleaning instructions. Talks about canning. Now that is something too that my mom did when I was younger, and I've never canned ever. I have relatives who do, and this is apparently great for that. And they recommend that you use your canning cookbook for specific recipes. So, but there's all kinds of things that you can do with it. I did spend time with this as well, but I didn't actually cook anything, and that's where Cailey kind of stepped in and said, "I'll do it. I'll try it." So,
well, I really just want you to be not scared of it anymore, because I think you're going to use it all the time from basketball season.
We'll see about that.
I
think if I can just get comfortable with how it works, I've never gone through the process, I think it'll be a lot easier. So mac and cheese seems like an easy recipe to try. You can do mac and cheese. It's kind of a baby step to get into it.
Yeah.
So,
what time? Oh, 3 minutes.
3 minutes till it's done.
Till it's done, and then we need to start. Then we need to release the pressure.
That's the scary part.
That's the scariest.
Is that the scariest part?
That's the scariest part, and that was the part I was most scared of. But it's actually kind of
fun.
Fun.
There's some fun in that. Okay. Awesome. So while we're waiting, if you're a Ginny's customer, or if you're wanting to know where you can get yours, this is our new fall catalog that's out. It came out about a month ago. We've got a new one mailing tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow, right? August 1st. August 1st is tomorrow. It's crazy. So we have a new catalog coming out tomorrow, and also you can get everything online at jinnys.com today if you wanted it. So check that out. But we've got lots of cool finds in our fall catalog that's out right now. So.
And after we're done making this and getting it all served up, I'm going to put a link on the video for straight to the product page, and then also a link to the recipe that we're making right now, so you can check that out later.
Rhonda said, very nice, I will get one now. Yay, very excited about that. Please share your recipes and tips, or if you've got questions, let us know when you get it. Thank you for the demonstration, always afraid of pressure cookers.
Right?
I feel you, I totally feel you. I get it.
This is something I was hoping and I looked for out there a lot of times. Just, can someone just please show me that it's not so terrifying?
Yeah, I would agree. I was actually really surprised. The first time I actually saw this in person, I was like, a pressure cooker, I've seen them before. And they're usually smaller, I guess. The ones I've been exposed to are smaller pressure cookers, maybe they're 4-quart, 5-quart, I'm not really sure. But I saw this one, I was like, holy buckets, this thing is huge. It's 8 quarts. You could cook a lot of stuff in an 8-quart pressure cooker, slow cooker, whatever you want to call it, or how you want to use it. So, a great capacity, $149. It's a great value. It's a good deal.
You could easily put a whole chicken in there.
Probably, yes. I would agree.
Probably not a turkey, but a chicken for sure.
Yeah. The thing that I would like to try in here would be desserts, like cakes. Because I know our tester actually tried a cake. I think it was it like apple cake or some kind of cake she tried, and it was really, really good. I was quite surprised actually that you could cook desserts in something like this.
Yeah.
So where are we at with time? We are at 1 minute.
Oh man.
This is where stuff really starts to get exciting, clearly. So you've got your mitts, our Ginny's mitts actually that we sell as well. And they are, I don't know if you all saw the video that we had a while ago on the Ginny's silicone neoprene. They're neoprene mitts. They're awesome. Mine have seen some better days. I actually just recently had a grill fire on the wooden deck, so I reached in unafraid to remove some items out of the grill with those gloves, and I did not get a burn.
So I really, this is going, okay, so when this is done cooking, it's going to go into mode called natural release on its own. And that is that natural release is used for things that, see, here we go. It's starting to
Get excited, people.
Get excited.
Here we are.
It automatically switches to keep warm mode and goes into natural release. So it slowly, naturally releases that pressure from the pressure cooker, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's typically used for things that you don't have to worry about overcooking. Things like noodles and meat overcook really easily, and that's not something you want to do. So you do something called I'm going to quote with our
neoprene glove quotes.
Quick release. And that releases the steam quickly, get it? So that you can take the lid off. So that's what we're going to do.
I'm going to stand back while you do that because I'm fearful.
Yes, and you have to be really careful because this is where all of it's going to just like come out of here.
This is fun.
Ready?
Ready, set, go.
Okay, so we're going to go from the airtight setting to the exhaust setting.
So we're going to move the nozzle.
Move this nozzle, and it should be a little bit more, probably come around this side a little bit more because there's
We don't want our cameraman to get.
We don't want to get burned. Okay, ready? We're gonna go to the exhaust side.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. This is the scary part. It's not as scary as I had thought.
No. So it's releasing all of that pressure. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared to do that. It's one of those things like every time you do it, you're just like, ah.
And we're Facebook Live, so we don't want to, mess anything up for you all.
Right. So you're going to hear that go, and you're going to let that happen and do its thing until it's done hissing and the pressure is all released out of there.
I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it's still doing its thing. Hi, Christy. Hi, Jody. Rhonda. Also, Jen said, Rhonda, I was afraid too, but I love mine, thinking about getting a second one. When I was young, the old style exploded. See what I'm saying? Jen, that's what I'm saying. That's what scared me about those. And until electric came out, I never used a pressure cooker because of it. She loves hers. Thank you, Jen, for sharing that.
Okay. So it's done hissing. I'm just going to let it go for a little bit longer. Just to be safe.
Okay. Well, and then we're going to...
Okay. So this should turn easily. If it doesn't turn easily and the lid doesn't come off easily, it's not done releasing. So you have to pay attention to that, okay?
So the release wasn't as bad as I thought.
It's not as bad.
Okay.
So
that wasn't scary.
This is turning and this is coming open really easily.
Should I stand? Okay.
Well, it's not coming off that easily, so we're just gonna let it.
Time out.
It smells like noodles.
It does smell like noodles. I'm really curious. So that cooked in 5 minutes. Noodles.
Yeah.
Cooked in 5 minutes with 4 cups of water. All right, let's try it. Let's do it.
I don't know.
Let's try it.
We want to be real careful. Okay.
We're good. Ready, set, go.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! And we have cooked noodles in there.
Oh,
look at that!
Can you get in there and get those noodles?
Okay, so I'm gonna put this in here like this. You can go ahead and unplug it.
I'm gonna unplug it. Safety.
So I'm gonna take one of these off here, so that's gonna be my third hand.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. Oh my gosh! Look at that! Okay.
Nice. Ooh, it smells like noodles.
It does.
Okay. Can I get something to add? Let me add.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to add.
What are we adding?
4 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Dump that in there.
Shredded cheddar cheese. Boom.
We're gonna add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream.
Ooh, I got that.
Which is just one little container.
This is what
careful because that lid's really hot.
I'm not touching. This is what makes it real good.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we're going to add this cubed American cheese. I'm gonna stir it here so we keep going.
Amazing amount of cubed American cheese. I love that.
It's Velveeta.
We can say it.
And we're gonna stir this up.
Thank you, Velveeta.
And we're just gonna stir and stir and stir and stir and stir and stir until it's all good and melty. Oh my goodness,
This is exciting.
Little man Caleb, my little baby, is gonna love this.
To him.
Okay, then we also have some pepper that we're gonna sprinkle in here too.
Pepper's my fave, and I usually double whatever they tell me because I like it so much. So how much?
Oh my gosh, you guys, look at how cheesy this is.
How much do we need of this? Just
it said 2 teaspoons, and we're really exact with our measurements.
Oh well, then let's do this.
So, okay, that looks
maybe
good.
just a skosh more because I like pepper.
Yeah. We'll just say pepper to taste. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna stir this until see all those cubes of cheese.
Let's do.
Yeah, I would totally.
People do.
I would recommend taking this out of here and not serving it out of here. I would serve it out of a bowl just because it is really hot. Can you grab, do you have a serving spoon, like a spoon to scoop this out of here?
I sure do, I think so.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Boom.
All right.
Do you need to put some in this bowl? Oh, look at how cheesy it is. This is super easy. I can do this.
Right, and it wasn't scary.
I'm not scared. Like, what's the next level up? Like a roast? My family likes roast.
Maybe.
I could try a roast.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
In a perfect world, I think we would probably stir that a little bit more because there's still some Velveeta chunks, but
I'm not judging. Oh, you have to be careful.
whoever gets the Velveeta chunk is the winner for the night. That's how that
Anyways,
works.
so what, 5-minute mac and cheese? I think it took as long to set the pressure as it did to cook the noodles and add the stuff.
Yep.
Super easy though.
Yeah, dump it in there.
Way easy.
Avoid the steam.
Avoid the steam. I'm not afraid.
Me either.
All right, let's
Okay.
see. Okay.
Do we have any more questions before we?
I
wrap
think
this
that
up?
might be it. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for watching
Thanks,
again.
everyone.
Get yours at jinnys.com or by calling in. See you later. Thanks.
Thanks.